Hi everybody, my name is Steffen Schade and I am working at the German Aerospace Center in the Department of Engine Acoustics in Berlin. The head of the department is Professor Lars Engert. I divided my presentation today into two parts. At first, I would like to give a short overview of the German Aerospace Center and our department. I would like to follow this up with a technical presentation. The DLR is Germany's research center for aeronautics and space. Besides aeronautics and space, we are doing research in the fields of transport, energy, security and defense, as well as digitalization. Our department, the Department of Engine Acoustics, belongs to the Aeronautics Division. The DLR has about 10,000 employees at 30 locations all over Germany. The Department of Engine Acoustics is located in Berlin, and the department belongs to the Institute of Propulsion Technology. The headquarters of this institute is located in Cologne. The Department of Engine Acoustics focuses on the acoustics of turbomachinery in general, and in particular, it focuses on aircraft engines and fan stages. As an example, we are working on the development of design rules for low-noise aircraft engines. The group of researchers that I am working with deals with the acoustic pre-design. And that brings me to the technical part of my presentation. In the following, I would like to deep dive with you into some of our recent research results. Imagine you are living in a big city in 20 or 30 years from now. It might be possible that in this city, new airplanes like drones, helicopters, or air taxis are flying. The question you might ask yourself now is, how loud will that be and how annoying are these airplanes? That is why we are doing research regarding the design to low noise of fan stages for airplanes operating in urban or regional areas. A recent NASA paper highlights that to develop noise reduction technologies available for urban air mobility is a high-level goal. Why is that? Currently, different airplane concepts with different propulsion technologies are in development. On this slide, I have sketched those propulsion concepts which are relevant for our research at our department. The first propulsion concept is an airplane powered by two larger shrouded fan stages. The second one is an airplane powered by a distributed propulsion system consisting of several smaller shrouded fan stages. What these airplanes have in common is that they will start and land in highly populated areas. That is why I strongly believe that the noise impact and especially the noise annoyance of these airplanes will be the game changer regarding the acceptance of society. Therefore, we evaluate noise reduction technologies for shrouded fan stages of small airplanes. At our department, the Craft test rig allows us to investigate fan stages representative for smaller airplanes. Lars Enghard introduced the Craft rig at the last year's workshop. The Craft rig can be operated either in rotor-stator configuration or with two contra-rotating rotors. In rotor-stator configuration, the Craft rig has a pressure ratio of 1.04 and a rotor tip Mach number of 0.31. However, I'm not doing experiments, but analytical and numerical noise studies. And I'm using the Craft geometry for these studies in order to support the experimental investigation. I would like to introduce you now to our analytical and numerical design to noise tools. The analytical acoustic evaluation is performed using the tool PropNoise. The standalone module of PropNoise provides an aerodynamic preliminary design of the fan stage and an analytical noise prediction. PropNoise uses a mean-line approach to calculate the aerodynamics and a radial strip approach to determine the acoustics. PropNoise predicts the noise levels at generation, propagates these noise levels within the duct inside the engine, and then radiates the noise into the far field. So using prop noise, one can estimate how loud the fan stage is at the inlet or the outlet of the engine. But what is even more interesting is the question, how loud is the fan stage at an observer on the ground? Therefore, we started to develop a tool called Violin. Violin provides a virtual acoustic flyover simulation and calculates the noise annoyance using different acoustic metrics. The sound levels are propagated from the engine to an observer on the ground. Several acoustic effects are considered, as for example the atmospheric absorption, interferences, and the reflection on the ground. In addition, we would like to go a step further. The tool Choral converts the sound levels calculated from Violin at the observer into an audio file so that one can get impression of the sound at the ear of an observer. So Choral provides an auralization of the sound. This analytical design-to-noise process is supported with unsteady numerical simulations to validate the analytical prediction. We are using the in-house flow solver trace to perform RANS simulations and harmonic balance simulation. These simulations are used to determine the tonal noise levels. My design studies focus on shrouded rotor stator stages. Conventionally, fan stages are equipped with more stator vanes than rotor blades, by a factor of 2 or more. This provides an advantage regarding tonal noise, since the blade passing frequency tone is cut off. However, the broadband noise might increase as the broadband noise source roughly scales with the number of stator vanes. Therefore, I would like to address fan stages with fewer stator vanes than rotor blades, so-called low-count OGV fan stages. An advantage of low-count OGV designs is that the stator-generated broadband noise decreases due to the reduced number of stator vanes. Regarding tonal noise, I asked the question, can low-count OGV designs compete with conventional cutoff designs, although the blade passing frequency tone is cut on? So I would like to compare low-count OGV designs on the one hand to conventional cutoff designs on the other hand from an acoustic perspective. As a first step towards answering the formulated question, we perform blade count variations with prop noise. This is done since the number of rotor blades and stator vanes has a major impact on the acoustics of the fan stage. In the figure on this slide, the number of stator vanes is shown on the x-axis and the number of rotor blades is on the y-axis. So each point in this figure represents one rotor-stator configuration. And to analytically predict the noise levels, the blade solidity is kept constant. The initial configuration has 18 rotor blades and 21 stator vanes. That means the chord length changes between the configurations according to the condition that the solidity is constant. In addition, the distance between the rotor trailing edge and the stator leading edge is also constant. Based on this blade count variation, we identified 3 sub-areas named A, B, and C. These sub-areas are located within the low-count OGV design space, which is framed in green. In the following slides, I would like to provide an explanation why the configurations from these areas have lower sound perror levels at noise generation compared to directly neighboring configurations. At first, I would like to focus on the 2 configurations which are framed in blue here. The number of rotor blades is kept constant and set to 35, and the number of stator vanes is either 13 or 14. Note that the configuration with 13 stator vanes belongs to area A. The plot shows the acoustic pressure for both configurations, extracted from harmonic balance simulations. Obviously, the acoustic mode pattern changes between the 2 configurations. This is not surprising since the number of stator vanes is increased, thus different acoustic modes are triggered. In addition, although the number of stator vanes changes only by 1 vane, the acoustic pressure amplitude is remarkably lower if 13 stator vanes are used. Let's have a closer look at the propagating modes. If 14 stator vanes are used, the dominant propagating acoustic mode orders are ±7. If 13 stator vanes are used, the dominant acoustic mode order is 4. Regarding this plot, the question arises, why does the mode 4 carry a lower sound power than the mode 7? The reason is the mode phase propagation angle, which can strongly affect the noise generation. With this figure on this slide, I would like to schematically illustrate the impact of the mode phase propagation angle on the sound excitation. You can see here a stator vane profile. The dipole noise source results from the interaction between the vane profile and the rotor wake, which impinges on the vane surface. The main radiation axis of the dipole source is perpendicular to the stator leading edge angle. Each acoustic mode has different propagation direction. For example, this is the propagation direction of a positive mode propagating downstream. This is modeled with the mode phase propagation angle. In the following, the mode phase propagation angle will be put in relation to the stator stagger angle to evaluate the impact of these quantities on the noise generation. We do this using an advantage of the analytical noise modeling. The advantage is that in an analytical prediction, particular acoustic effects can be examined individually. Thus, we manually manipulated the phase propagation angle of all propagating modes in the plot noise code in order to assess the impact of the phase propagation angle on the noise generation. Two cases are considered. The first one is shown here. For the first case, all modes have a phase propagation angle perpendicular to the stator leading edge angle. That means the phase propagation angle is in line with the dipole radiation axis. Thus, the strongest sound excitation occurs. The second case is the phase propagation angle is approximately congruent to the stator leading edge angle. In that case, the modes are excited weakly and the sound power levels are remarkably lower due to the impact of the phase propagation angle. The results from prop noise without any manipulation are in between both curves. For the configuration with 13 stator vanes, the phase propagation angle of the dominant mode is approximately congruent to the stator stagger angle, which is one reason why the sound power level is lower compared to the configuration with 14 stator vanes. A similar result is observed for the other configurations from areas A and B. In order to validate the analytical noise prediction, we performed RAN simulations and harmonic balance simulations and extracted the sound power levels. Although the numerical results have a constant offset compared to the analytical prediction, the numerical results confirm the analytically predicted trends. Therefore, we concluded that also in the numerical simulation, the phase propagation angle remarkably affects the sound excitation. So far, the explanations are valid for the configurations from areas A and B. Let's have a quick look at area C. If the tip Mach number is low enough, a cutoff design can also be achieved with fewer stator vanes than rotor blades. So we could achieve a cutoff design for low-count OGV fan stages. This is called an inverse cutoff, and this corresponds to area C. This region has the potential to decrease the stator-generated broadband noise and still benefit from the cutoff of the blade passing frequency tone. In this area, the blade passing frequency tone is cut off following the inverse cutoff principle. However, if we now increase the rotor tip speed, it becomes obvious that the inverse cutoff effect is restricted to smaller tip Mach numbers. If the rotor tip speed is increased above a critical tip Mach number, the acoustic modes start to propagate, the blade passing frequency tone becomes cut on, and area C shrinks until the effect vanishes completely for higher tip Mach numbers. In the first approximation, we found this relation for the critical tip Mach number. What is interesting about the critical tip Mach number is that it only depends on the axial Mach number and the blade count pairing. The parameter m stands for the acoustic mode order and can be expressed using the well-known Tyler and Sofrin's relation, which only depends on the number of rotor blades and stator vanes. The parameter b here stands for the number of rotor blades. So for small axial Mach numbers, this factor can be neglected, and that means the critical tip Mach number only depends on the blade count pairing. So in summary, the approximation offers a convenient way to estimate for which blade count pairings an inverse cutoff of the blade passing frequency tone would be possible. Let's come to a summary. Today, I deep dived with you into acoustic mechanisms that reduce the blade passing frequency tone for low-count OGV fan stages. 3 areas have been identified within the low-count OGV design space: areas A, B, and C. In areas A and B, the relation between the mode phase propagation angle and the stator leading edge angle dominantly influences the sound excitation. If the phase propagation angle of the dominant acoustic mode is approximately congruent to the stator leading edge angle, the mode is excited weakly. For area C, one can achieve an inverse cutoff if the rotor tip speed is lower than the critical tip Mach number. Thus, a correlation between the rotor tip speed and the inverse cutoff effect exists. An inverse cutoff could establish new options in terms of blade count selection within the low-count OGV design space. These results are shown in more detail in our current paper, which is published in the Aerospace Science and Technology Journal. Using this link gives you free access to the paper. Before I come to the end of my presentation now, I have 3 additional slides to summarize what we are planning in the future. The first issue is, in the analytical and numerical noise prediction, we assumed that all rotor wakes which impinge on the stator leading edge are identical. This is not the case in reality. In reality, different rotor wakes occur, for example, due to slight changes regarding the blade geometry. These geometry changes might result from manufacturing tolerances. Therefore, we would like to consider rotor wakes with different width and different area in the analytical prediction. Non-uniform wakes will trigger additional modes, which will have an impact on the acoustic effects I mentioned earlier. The second issue is the question, does an acoustic lining change the observed trends? To answer this question, we analytically design a single degree of freedom liner for each blade count configuration. Therefore, we develop an optimization process to determine the liner geometry parameters. For the optimization, the sound power level of the loudest propagating blade passing frequency tone is considered. Afterwards, the attenuated sound power levels are predicted with prop noise and compared to the earlier results. And the third issue is, we would like to build a new low-count OGV fan stage for the craft rig in order to validate our analytical and numerical results using experimental data. Now I would like to come to the end of my presentation. A big thank you to the Penn State University for giving me the opportunity to present my research results during this workshop. And I am very happy now to answer your questions. Thank you.